All right. There's the table. Let's I forgot I could do this. I can just put it on mute. Put the game right in front of me. All right. All right. So let's do this. First things first, I got to get a piece of paper. Give me just a second and then we'll get this thing going. Let's get it started. Ah. All right. All right. All right. Everything's all right. Okay, so now this first run that we're going to do are going to be Micronauts. So if anybody's looking for Micronauts, the Micronaut books are just going to be $4 a piece. Okay. They all are going to be in pretty darn good shape. I would say, I haven't looked through the whole stack, but almost every single one of them are newsstand editions. So we're just going to roll through them. Again, all the Micronauts. I'm just going to put a sign up there. Until it changes, the Micronaut books are $4 a piece. Okay. So let's get this going. We got Micronauts Newsstand Edition, issue number 2. Suppose I better get to the comments here. There we go. All right. We've got Micronauts issue number 7, and I have 2 copies of that one. So Micronauts issue number 7, again, $4 for any of these copies. We got Micronauts issue number 8, and I've got 2 copies of that. All right, Micronauts issue number 9. Again, 2 copies. Now, please read the ticker below, because with the bigger books of the evening, we do want these paid within 3 days, whether this is shipped or if you guys are going to be picking up in store. Otherwise, they will be put back out because we got some serious books that are going to be sprinkled through for the next several weeks. Micronauts issue 10. And if these don't sell, you can find them in stores. 2 copies of Micronauts number 10. Yep, so far just Micronauts. And David Selchow, $4 for any of them. Issue 11 Micronauts. Yeah, Carrie, that's fine. We have some bigger books on this sale. It's the only reason I'm bringing it up, to be honest. Micronauts number 12. Again, newsstand edition so far. Issue 13. I've got issue 14. We got to run. We got number 15 right there, and I've got 2 copies. Well, Tomas, I got 2 of them, and they're both in. All these books are actually in really good shape. I would say, even the condition they're in, they're at least 7s. So we've got 2 16s. Now the difference here, actually, I've got 3 16s. Sorry, the difference here is I'm guessing the print, because you've got 2 that look like the normal and then the newsstand, and then you have the one that has the diamond with the black box up top, as you can see. Usually that's an indicator of a certain edition, or like a second edition is what that would be. So I've got 3 16s. All right, Tomas, I got your comment here. I mean, they're both almost identical, man. Yeah, for a lot of these, Andy, they're Whitman edition. You got it. For the Micronauts and some of the other ones. Yes, it's newsstand edition, by the way. All right. We've got issue 17, the newsstand edition, and then again, I've got 2 18s, and you have 2 different covers there. All right, and again, newsstand, and then the other one, that's why I'm kind of thinking it may just be your direct. So you guys can let me know if you go back and want to see their Micronauts. It's a big pile, so I'm just going to set it aside for now. Okay. It's getting a little warm in here now that shut the door. As Nelly would say, it's so hot in her. All right. Anybody into King Conan? We've got some King Conan here ready to roll. We're going to start with issue number 1 of King Conan in newsstand form. Only $10. This comic is in very good shape, too. No major spinal cracks at all. So you got issue 1 of King Conan. I'm going to try to get that higher. I think I got to get the zoom out is what I need to do. Let's see. I'm going to try to take the zoom out here while I'm doing the sale, guys. All right, that should help. There we go. A little better, huh? Nice. You got King Conan? Well, after number 1, basically the rest of the King Conan books are $5 a piece. Again, if they're $5, they're in really good shape. There's not a ton of them. I have number 2, number 3. I've got number 4, not newsstand. Number 5, not newsstand. And then number 7, that one's $3. It is newsstand, but you do have a little bit of spinal cracking on it, and you have a fold right up here, or crease right in that top corner. So 3 for number 7, 5 for any of 5 down to 2, and $10 for issue number 1 of King Conan. We'll dump those over to the side for now. All right, let's. Hey, Reb. I've got the Human Torch issue number 1 for $30. This is actually a really nice looking book. Very minor wear, very clean cover. Depends on where you look at it. If you go to Comic Book Realm, I think they have this as a high of like, I think 60 if it was a mint, 40 if it's a 9. This one right here, I would have to say is an 8 or higher. So $30 is what I have the Human Torch number 1 at. She screamed, "Mom, Mom, Mom." We've got a newer line of Silver Surfer. This copy here is $25. It is issue number 1. I think it's volume 3, if I'm not mistaken. Volume 1 clearly would have been, first appearance of Mephisto, all those good ones. Volume 2 would have been, was it the 80s is when that second run went through? What's happening, Tommy? So really clean book coming up here. Kind of neat. You have a crossover between Marvel and DC. You've got the Uncanny X-Men and the new Teen Titans. You can see down in the corner here, it says distributed by Marvel Entertainment. $15 on this book. And I think the back also would go with the front. So very cool little crossover book here. $15 on the Marvel and DC Presents, not Prevents. They do prevent stuff too. But 15 on the issue number 1. I've got a very clean Star Wars number 1 here. $30. You have very minimal wear on the spine. Nothing wrong with the rest of it. It is Newsstand edition. Unfortunately, we did not luck out with the edition of it. If it was the 30-cent, this would be like a $1,500 book. But still a really cool book. Very clean. I'm sorry, it's issue 8. And it is the first appearance of Jackson, the Rabbit Warrior. Okay. Pretty decent book here. Would be worth a lot more if it was in amazing shape. This is probably in that 4 range. Honestly, it could probably jump up to a 5 if you got it pressed. You've got a crease down here in the corner and a little bit of wear here that could probably be pressed out 100%. You can tell by the page here, I'm sure it used to be really white. With this type of print paper, it always faded a little bit. $55, Tales of Suspense, number 64, featuring Iron Man and Captain America. So 55 on that book. Tales of Suspense, issue 64. Tomas, I see you saying 30. I don't know if you're just listing the price of that last one. Here's another book that would have been high dollar if it wasn't in such rough shape. This is honestly in probably about a 2.5 right here. This is the Tales of Suspense 53, featuring the power of Iron Man. It has the Black Widow in it. This book is $60. The whole cover has obviously wrinkles in it. The spine has issues. The staple is in the book but missing from the cover right there. So you got a little bit of wear on this one, obviously. $60 on Tales of Suspense 53. Oh, I missed Nick's comment. That's why. Sorry. All right, next up, here's probably a fun read. I've never heard of it. You've got The World Trembles Before the Blade of Claw, The Unconquered, the first issue by DC, $6. Pretty damn good shape. You have one really minor crease. Again, if you got it pressed, I don't think this book is probably worth getting it pressed, but if you did, that would basically be gone. And then there's a minor one up here by the 6 price. Very minor spinal wear. Otherwise, if it was bad, you'd really notice it. Like you can see a bigger crease here and a bigger crease here. There's darker colors. They always stand out more. $6 on that bad boy. Next is a beautiful Spider-Man cover. You have issue 195, Newsstand edition, $30. All right, Chris Lee, I got you, sir. What? Yeah, you're mixing and wrestling now too. All right. After Amazing Spider-Man 195, I've got 2 copies of issue 196. Both of them are in very good shape. Both of them are newsstand edition. $20 on Spider-Man 196. Is 195, are you saying, Andy? It may be. I'm not quite sure, to be honest. I've priced so many comics in the last couple days, it's not even funny. I'm not going to lie. I've lost count. Another book that's in really good shape for its age. What you've got here is you've got Kamandi, The Last Boy on Earth, issue number 1 for $90. A sensational Jack Kirby blockbuster right here. So very good shape on this book. I know it's cream right here, but there is, if there's any spinal cracks, there's like a tiny little crease right there. That's it. This book is in really, really good shape. Will you take out, which one? You want me to like take it out of the bag or something? $195, sure. Big with the ladies. All right, let's see if I can. I hate the little shade that the camera shows here, and it's because of the way my light is. A lot of times I get really scared taking books out of the back when the bags are taped, just because I'm always afraid it's going to snag, and then I'm afraid I'm going to tear some of that color off. Here's a little bit beat up book, so you're going to get it at a great price. You've got issue number 105 of Captain America. Now, I do have a couple different copies of these, and the second one is in a lot better shape. So that one is 45. You can tell by the color alone, this one has more color in it, and the spine is nowhere near what this spine is. This is still, I would say, in at least a 3.5. I mean, it's still, it may even be higher than that, to be honest. I'll be honest. This is probably a 4. But $18 on this one, or 45 on this one. And I tried to be, I would say, pretty loose with the grading, except for when it comes to the higher end books. At that point, I'm a little bit right on par with where it's going to be when we're looking all this over. Who scored, David? Who scored? Oh, I'm always scared, Andy, because if that tape sticks to the front of the cover and you rip a little color off, whoo, scares the bejesus out of me. All right. Captain America, issue 103 for $60. A couple creases up in the right-hand corner, my right-hand corner. fading of the color on the comic. Spine has some wear, and then at the bottom here, you've got some wear also. So Jay Jetta, of course he did. It's the only option. So 60 on cap, 103 with the red skull on it. I've got the Invincible Iron Man issue number 8 for $30. All these comics prices are going to be based upon where I feel the grade of the book is. Now, I know Andy's been in before, and Andy and I talk grading, so I know Andy and I are usually really, really close with each other on grading where we think books are. And I hold Andy close to my heart with comics because I feel like he knows a lot about them. So David Selchow, you do too. And Tomas, you know a lot about Spider-Man. And Dave, you know a lot about comics too. I don't talk grading with a lot of you guys, but Andy and I, we always talk a lot of grading. So Iron Man, issue 8, $30. I need a loan. Well, just wait till we get to the other books. Then you're really going to need it. All right. Now this Iron Man is beat up. Iron Man issue 7, $18 on it. We've got some red marker right up here. Luckily, it doesn't interfere with much of the picture. So that's one of the things they always talk about with grading also is there can be pen marks or marker on comics if it doesn't interfere with certain parts of the comic, obviously the important parts. So 18 on that one. Well, I can tell you this much. It's not going to get much cheaper from here on out. So Fantastic Four, the King Size Special, issue 8 for $10. This is one of those bigger books that they used to do, just like the Silver Surfers. Let's see if I can get a good pick of. There is wear on these. Obviously, the staples are always inside of the top cover here. I think these were glued onto the book itself. So this one is kind of pulling apart right from the edge till about right there. Other than that, it's completely sealed and attached throughout the rest of the book. I agree with you, Reb, but whenever you're spending money, you kind of want to know how you got to that price. Justification, okay? I mean, your own books you can, yes. This one I did like. There is a crease right on the important part of the cover. $40 for Daredevil number 9. Right on his forehead, there's that crease, as you can see. The spine is definitely wearing out. So there you go, $40 on that one. And then this was one I found later, and for $13 you can get I think this one was the Whitman version, actually. That's what this black box white diamond indicates right there. It's not the newsstand, has the white box on the bottom. But this is issue 3, $13 of Star Wars. All right, I'm going to get these out of the way. If there's something you guys end up wanting me to go back to, just let me know. Just let me know. Ooh, let's get into the next run. We've got the King Size Annual Defenders number 1 Newsstand edition in really good shape. The only thing is this bottom corner right here has a little nick out of it. Other than that, color is beautiful. Spine is in great shape. $45 on this book. No, I'm sorry, David. Where was your claim? I got you. Thank you. I feel like sometimes these claims get lost in the shuffle. Damn. All right. All right. So Defenders. Next after Defenders, we have Star Wars Newsstand Edition, Issue 1. Absolutely gorgeous. $190 on this one. This book is honestly higher than an 8. This is absolutely gorgeous. No major creases, no major anything on the spine. The color is absolutely gorgeous, super bright coloring. I wouldn't be surprised if this could grade out as high as a 9, to be honest with you. That is that beautiful. The second one here is almost as gorgeous. It's issue 2, a lot of first appearances, 135, newsstand edition again. So another really pretty book. That number 1, though, I think the reason it stands out so much is because of the black background. The color of that thing is just unbelievable, as if it's been locked away for years. Right, Andy? Next up, you have issue number 3. Now, this one is more expensive than the last issue 3 because of the fact that it is the newsstand edition. So, again, all 3 of these Star Wars, beautiful. Well, Dave, you won't find one that pretty, not graded. I promise you that. All right. Number 4, another really pretty book. No major flaws whatsoever. $55 newsstand edition. These ones, guys, you may have some Star Wars comics, but they may not be in this good a shape. Great time to trade up to something nicer, sell the one you have. Number 5 for 25 newsstand edition. Number 6 for 25 newsstand edition. Again, all these books are in amazing shape. So until there's a major flaw, I won't be announcing it. $20 for number 7. We've got another first appearance of Jackson, the Newsstand edition for 20. Okay, I'm going to clear these out. Again, if you decide anything later, just let me know. I can always go back to them. Prepare for your jaws to drop. Marvel Premiere #1. We've got Adam Warlock. This book is in... I don't know. I'd be hard pressed to say this is less than probably an 8. This is gorgeous. You have a very minor crease right here. This thing could be pressed and gone. I don't even know if you'd want to press this thing because of how beautiful it is. $4.50 on this one. And that book's going to shoot up here next year if Guardians get released. I've already obviously announced Adam Warlock being in it, but once you see it, it's going to jump even more. This is where the pocketbooks come in handy, boys and gals. I've got the #1 issue of Iron Man and Submariner, $200. You've got little creasing right down here, couple bindings, a little bit of discoloration, and I don't even know if it's discoloration or if it's supposed to be the water actually from Submariner. So, but just pointing that out. Other than that, staples clean, cover looking great, pages are what it would normally be with this. 200 on that thing. Got another big hitter here for 300. You can get Tales of Suspense 58 between Iron Man and Captain America in really good shape. Minor spinal wear. Up here we have a little bit of cracking, and then there's the letter B. I promise that wasn't from me, but that one still, even with what it is in really good shape. All right, let's bring it down a notch. We got Tales of Suspense issue 75 for $60. The Fury of the Freak. So the only thing with this book, some spinal wear. I don't make my bees like that. All right, next up we've got Tales of Suspense #76, a very cool cover, $35. So we have 2 X's that somebody clearly marked there. That's where the treasure is. One minor crease right here, some spinal wear, probably along the whole thing, to be honest with you. And that's why she's at 35. But here's some great older books if you want a good read. I mean, even when you're done, these things are in really good shape to where you could still put them in a case or whatever you'd like to do. Just some really cool books. It's not very often you get your hands on 12-cent books anymore. Tales of Suspense #77. Now, probably hard to see through the camera, but you have a crease that goes up the book right here. Because of the dark coloring, there is some cracking of the color. Spinal wear right here. The staple is on the inside of the cover, but the cover still looks really good right there. It's just that part to it. $25 on Tales of Suspense 77. All right. I've got two of these bad boys. The difference in the price is the difference in the cover. Tales of Suspense 79, Iron Man, Captain America. What you've got is you've got $50 on this cover here, 26 on this one. Noticeable difference. Down in this corner, there is some minor cracking. This one has it, just not as much, but it's the spine. This spine has a lot more wear to it than the right-hand one. So $50 on the right-hand side, $26 on the left-hand side. Yeah, that's pretty good yardage for a quarter for the Vikings. Gotcha, sir. You got it, Chris. I'll grab that here in just a second, and thank you. I forgot my paper bags today, so I gotta individually write on you a piece of paper for you guys. That's a beautiful book, by the way, Chris. Very, very clean. I don't know if you've collected comics for a long time, Chris, but welcome to this side of things. All right. Tales of Suspense, number 81 for only $20. Beautiful cover. The Return of the Titanium Man. The bottom of it must have had a crease in it, which over time has had little runs right here. Other than that, spine is in very good condition. I mean, when you're talking grading, the grading on these older books, I'm probably getting a little more aggressive than I should be, because a lot of times with this grading, and Andy, you can chime in if you like, they're a little more lenient on these covers because of the paper that was used on these covers. Still not saying that, some of these aren't a little rougher than others, but I'm just saying I'm probably a little bit tougher on some of these than you may see when you see it in person. I mean, I've had some of you pick up these books, and when you see the covers, you can't believe how pretty they are or how good a shape they are. All right, let's get into some Journey into Mystery, the Mighty Thor, issue number 101 for $100. So, anytime with these books, you're going to see some minor stuff, minor spinal wear. The bottom is really where the majority of the work has been done, right here, and then some little cracking right here is where you see that. Keller on TOS 81. Let me go back to that for you. It's $20. $20 on that one. And then here is a beautiful cover in my eyes. $100. Journey into Mystery, issue 117. So with this book, you've got a very small crease. Again, this is one of those things, if you know somebody that's good at pressing books, they could take almost all this out. The only thing they usually can't take out are tears or wear of it. But if it's minor creasing, you know someone that's good at pressing, they can do it. Did I get it? Oh, got it. I got what you're saying. All right. Let's see if anybody's got the big pocketbooks right away. I'm only going to show one of these right off the bat, but this is one of those that this book goes, if this was a 9, if it was mint, it would be way up there. If this thing was a 9.2, you're probably in the 3s. I consider this probably, I feel like I'm right on with it, but I'm calling it a 7. It could be a 7.5. I'll be honest with you. I've got Silver Surfer issue number 4. Okay. So the reason I would call it a 7 to a 7.5 is up in the top corner here. You have a little bit of a tear, nothing crazy. And then clearly at some point, some of the color came off. Now, you could retouch this up if you'd like. If you do that, send it off to get graded. They're going to ding you a little bit for that, but it still looks better than where it's at. And then over on the cover here, a little bit of wear to where it's not all solid, a little bit of cracking from a crease. But other than that, the color of this book, absolutely beautiful. This is the classic, I'll call it the conflict, you call it the battle of Silver Surfer and Thor. And this is one of the priciest Silver Surfer books there is. So it's 1,100, Mike. So out of the Silver Surfers, you follow it. Number 3 and number 4 are the 2 priciest books. Number 1 is the 3rd priciest. Crazy enough, number 1 isn't the most expensive, but all right. I'll pull these away. And again, if there's anything you guys end up wanting to pull that thing on, yeah, exactly, Andy. It is the 2nd appearance of Mephisto. All right. All right, let's get into a couple Thors. Let's kick this thing off with Thor issue 136. The Mighty Thor. $70 on this cover. So we have minor spinal issues. Browning of the paper where obviously it sits out of the cover, as you can see. And then down here, there's just a little bit of the cover missing. And so that is why we have it priced at 70. And it is in a Ultra Pro higher end comic sleeve. All right, another book in really good shape. Thor number 141. I don't know if you could expect a much better cover than this in this age, but again, very minor spinal issues. No big creases on the comic anywhere. Beautiful coloring on it. Now you're going to get a really good price on this one. You got 142, and the reason behind it is this cover is beat up. I figured this book right at about a $20 on Thor 142. This is just a piece that, yeah, I figured, Andy, don't worry. This is just a piece that if you're a Thor fan or you're a Golden Age fan, this is something that is cool to have in your collection for at only $20. Even if it's rough, if you're a comic fan, that's a very cool book to have in your possession for that price. Because I'm sure half the time you don't even see these books. Another one we have right here, 143 for 20 bucks. This one is a little bit better grade than 142. However, obviously 142 to 143, it's not as expensive of a book. All right. This cover, however, is absolutely gorgeous. $75, number 145 of the Mighty Thor. The only thing you have is a tiny little crease right down here in the corner. Very, very minimal. And you can tell by the dark colors, they would really stand out like a sore thumb if you had spinal cracking. So 75 on that one. Oh, that's awesome, Chris. And Dave, thank you. I mean, hopefully we'll have some stuff. I've got a ton, you guys. I'm only going to go through half of Thor. I'm only going to go through half of some of these because I don't want to bore you guys. But yeah. All right. Thor 146 for only 25. And again, we do have some fold there, a fold here. We've got some wear, some spinal issues. I'm not going to call it all cracking, but it's why you're getting it for what you are. For $25, get Thor 146. All right. No worries. It's $25, Mike. 25 bucks on that. Yeah, the gentleman that had these, I mean, he's had them, he said, for 40 years or whatnot. And I mean, some of these are just, I've never seen them in person, to be honest with you. So it was really cool to see these, and it's that feeling you get when you're like, oh my gosh. All right. Next up, Marvel comic groups starring the Fantastic Four, Marvel's greatest comics. Only 15 bucks. Issue number 35. So, you're going to have a little bit of waving right here on the comic. You have a little bit of creasing up here in the top corner. And then your obvious wear throughout some of this, minor spinal cracking. But a cool Fantastic Four book with Silver Surfer in it. I've got Fantastic Four issue 121. So we have a crease that runs all right up there. You have a little rip in the cover right here. $20 on this book. And then I have another one, same condition, just different areas that we have the issues with. $20 on that one also. All right. Fantastic Four, issue 120 for $20. Vikings up 16-0. Watch them blow the lead. Fantastic Four, issue 117 for $20. The first Fantastic Four. When you consider the first, Chris, are you talking this one right here, or are you talking right here? And then, Jeff, I got you for 120. Thank you. So just if you want to clarify that, and then I'll get Jeff here. Don't scare me and say that, Mike. Don't scare me and say that. Okay. You said yes. I'm assuming it's this one. If I'm wrong, correct me, okay? Yep. Okay, perfect, Chris. I got you. All right, and Jeff, I got you. Next up, you've got issue 116 of Fantastic Four for $45. The only thing I would say is there's a little bit of a crease right here. It's not a major crease, but it does affect the page. You've got a little bit of, it's not spinal cracking, but clearly where there's been some wear, I would say, right there on the spine. Yeah, definitely Kyra. I can go through those again for sure. Now, this next Fantastic Four, you guys, is a beautiful cover. It's in, honestly, for the year, I would honestly have to say this is an 8 or higher. It's absolutely gorgeous. You have Fantastic Four, 115 for 40 bucks. And when it's down like this, it almost looks like that could be a crease. That's actually just the cover itself. So for $40, you have an old Fantastic Four in, I would have to say, almost nothing short of amazing shape. Beautiful book right there. And the same goes for right here. 40 bucks on number 114. Again, very beautiful cover. Darker colors, so that it's a bigger tendency to have issues when you have cracking or wear. The only thing that I'm going to point out, because it's the only thing I see, is right here. And right there, it's a little bit of a, I don't know if I'd call it ding. right. I'll pull these out of here. I know, David, it's going to be rotating for probably months. I'll be honest. We don't have enough wall space for these books because of the prices of them. All right, let's move on. Oh yeah, I got those right there too. Let's get to some little less expensive books. We've got Shadowhawk Issue 2 for $3. Extra Spawn lurks within these pages. So Shadowhawk number 2 for $3. Got a thicker book here. Spawn Blood and Shadows for $10. Very cool cover there. Shadowhawk, Chris, got you. I've got 2 different covers. Oh, Dave Van Ogden, okay. I've got 2. Well, maybe I need to catch up quick before I move on. Otherwise, I'm going to fall way behind. So give me a second here, guys. Okay. All right. We've got Spawn, The Dark Ages, issue number 1 for $6. And then I have the alternate cover also right there. Number 1 again for $6. And then from this line, I also have issue number 2 for $4. Dave, do you still want the alternate cover? Chris got number 1 and number 2. So let me know if you still want that one. I have Spawn, the Book of Souls for $15 here. All right, got you, Dave. And then I have Spawn the Undead, issues 1 through 4 for $12 total, or 3 each. So you have number 1, number 2, 3, and 4. All these covers are sick. So $3 on any, or 12 takes all 4. Woo! right. How about Spawn Blood Feud? Issue 1 for $5. Issue 2 for $5. Issue 3 for $5. And issue 4 for $5. So each individual for $5. Take all 4 for $17. Yeah, I figured that was going to happen. Angela, issue number 2 for $6. Or get the very first issue for only $8. Yeah, Iota, where my son goes, already got canceled at like 5 o'clock this evening, or sooner than that, because I was coming home about 4:30, and it was already canceled. All right, we'll slide some of these. Now, before I move these off, I'll just kind of go through these. I know, Kyrie, you'd ask. That's Defenders, the king size annual for $45. Absolutely gorgeous cover of Star Wars number 1 for $190. I'm talking gorgeous. Star Wars number 2 for $135. Number 3 for $55. Number 4 for $55. 5 for $25. 6 for $25. And then you got 7 and 8 for $20 a piece. And all of these books are in great to amazing shape. Bada bing, bada boom. All right, let's get to another huge run. How about an absolutely flawless issue of Spawn number 1 for $40? Got you, Joe. Let me get you added here. All right, a gorgeous Spawn number 2 for $10. We've got a beautiful number 3 for $8. Flawless number 4 for $8. Number 5 for $8. You can get your hands on 6 or 7 for $6 a piece. Number 8 for $8. Number 9 for 13. There's that Angela. $10 for 5. 11 for 5. 12 for 5. 13 for $5. 14 for $5. 15 for 5. 16 for 5. 17 for 5. And then, well, there's an uptick for 18 because it's a more sought after book for $10. The Todd Father. Number 19, number 20 are $5, and number 21 is $10. Okay. So I'll start taking these off. I can always go back again. These looks on the Pittsburgh Steelers players' faces right now, that's every Vikings fan the last 9, 12 weeks. All right. I mean, I just don't know. I don't know if there's any Silver Surfers you guys want to see. I'm not going to go through them all, obviously, but all the other Silver Surfers are pretty expensive. So why don't we just get a couple Avengers in there, okay? We'll do a pretty good mix here. See how it goes. We've got Avengers Issue 10. It's $105. The reason it's lower is because we have some staining. We have the number 64 written right here. Other than that, though, I mean, the book is in really good shape. There is very minor spinal cracking. Whoops, I'll bring that in focus more. Very cool old book there. 105, Avengers number 10. Oh, David, I think I've got those. I think. We've got Avengers Issue 12 for $85. Now, this one is in a little rougher shape. We have some spinal wear up the side. We have some creases in the cover as I'm pointing them out with the pen. And then the cover is, I wouldn't say shredded, but worn. And so that's why we have it at $85. Merry Christmas indeed. Number 10, I got you, Dave. Let's find your pile. All right, we've got Avengers number 13 for $90. So again, if you know somebody that could really help you out, there's a very, very faint crease right here in the upper right-hand corner. We have some spinal wear throughout the bottom here, some minor wear right down here at the bottom. Avengers number 15. I guess the guide says 100, but it's really at 85. We have a minor crease right down here where it says the MMMMS wants you. Very minor spinal wear. Little bit of discoloration you can tell right on the edges. 85 on that beauty. That just sounds like you need to go back to home ec class. Avengers 18 for $55. Now this book is in pretty good shape. Right up in the top of the A, it looks like it may say J-11 maybe. And then minor wear there, minor wear there. Oh, Dave, it only gets better. This next book's a big one. I'm pretty sure someone can tell me what the next book is if we're doing sequence too. How about Avengers number 19? We've got Hawkeye. We've got that one too, Andy, but that's down the road. This one right here actually has a swordsman, but I believe, if I'm not mistaken, that is the intro to Hawkeye. That one is $150. Next up for 45, we've got Avengers number 20. The swordsman who is on Hawkeye now. For $35, you can get your hands on a rough copy of Avengers 35. Someone took it upon themselves to trace Power Man. What a great idea. This person should be awarded for the dumbass award of whatever year they did this in. So we have some spinal wear along the whole side of the book. That's why it's so low. And then clearly Power Man, they decided it would really look cool if they drew in every single letter there. Oh yeah, Dave, I've still got a while before I hit the number 39. LOL. Here's a nice copy of Avengers 22 for $45. Anybody know what the next big book? Anybody know what the next big book is after 22? And it's not the intro to Vision. Don't hate the player, hate the game. You've got issue number 25. The first battle of Doom and the Avengers. 150 on this bad boy. So, very minor wear right here. Little bit of discoloration right here. Very minor spinal stuff. Boom. All right. All right. Just keep these books in mind, ladies and gentlemen. When that tax money comes back, it's 150. 150 on the Doom. Whoops. What? Whew. I mean, I've got a run of Avengers there, Dave, you wouldn't believe. All right, next up, Amazing Spider-Man issue 128 for $40. That book is in beautiful shape. The only thing is the stamp right there. Other than that, this book is gorgeous. All right. So because I am going to try to keep these for, or some of these I should say, for future sales, we'll have a small little run here. I'll go back to some of the other ones that we started with that some people had missed, and then we'll be done for the night. But you can't be done for the night before you show off Submariner issue number 1. Now, with this book, we do have it at $470. This is a very nice book. The spine is in great shape. The biggest issue, and I still don't know if this is true, but based upon the pictures I've seen, it seems to have discoloration along the sides of this book, and that's why I graded it a lot lower, was because of that. Other than that, cover is in amazing shape. The spine is in awesome shape. So this to me still would be in about a 7 range for Submariner number 1 overall. Sounds good, Kyra. I left I left 3/4 of a short box at work that had other stuff in it, and that was my fault. I was trying to get home in time here because my kids were here. So all I had to work with was the collection that I took in. So otherwise, we would have some cheaper, well, less expensive books, I should say. Captain America issue 115 for $40. I also have another copy that's in a little rougher shape for $35. So the coloring, I would say, on this one for 35 is better. And there's no major cracking. Let's just call it what it is. I think I put the wrong price tag on the wrong book. This one is way better color-wise. I think I literally had the wrong price tag on it. So you're getting the better version for $5 cheaper. That's funny. Bryce, I'm sorry. Which one? Are you talking about Submariner? We have 470 on Submariner #1, Bryce. This was one of those books I saw it like in the collection right away, and I knew that was a good one. Obviously, other ones too, but yeah. So 470 on that one, Bryce. Captain America 116 for $55. And then this next one's a damn shame it's not an 8 or higher, because this book would be up there. It's still a good copy for what it is. I would say it's probably a 7, just based on there's nothing majorly wrong, but a little bit of wear and some dirtiness to the cover. That's it. But you have the introduction to the Falcon, Captain America 117 for $540. Yep. So really, the only thing is right over here. It's not very big at all, but you can just see right here where obviously where the white is. It's probably from people putting their fingers from reading it. Other than that, such an awesome book. Such a great book. And the next copy is obviously the second appearance of them. $77. Yeah, Reb, I got you for that Spider-Man. Sorry if I didn't highlight it. Number 118, $77. Really good shape on this book also. Minor spinal cracks. I mean, very minor for, you're talking 15-cent books. Three more out of the Captain America line. We have number 119 for $40. We have 120 for $40. And then 132 for $40 also. Now, not sure if we have Kiss fans in here, but I've got a couple really cool books. I've never seen them before. But that comes after this one. We've got an oversized Empire Strikes Back Star Wars book, Newsstand edition for $75. Yeah, you're right, Andy. Thank you. It is the first Boba Fett. You might want to pass some of this along to Mike Britt, Andy. He may be interested in a couple of these books. And for the most part, the books on tonight's sale, if you bought them, they'll be in the store right away. I'm still getting through some, so I haven't brought them into the store just yet. If you do come into the store or are interested in something, let me know. I can always bring it in for you guys to see, no problem. All right, some other really cool things. We've got the Marvel Super Special Oversized Kiss books. Now, this was the alternate cover to the Kiss book right here. They also include, almost like the old teen magazines back in the day, they include Kiss posters inside of them. And then this is where it gets really, really cool. This was a harder to get book right here. So this one here is the more rare out of the two, and this one is $250. These things are going on eBay for more, and people are asking $450 on these right now on eBay. So some pretty cool items here. Pretty cool. David, they're 90 on these other ones. And both of them do have September 20th dated on the cover. So yeah, in case you guys didn't hear me, sorry. 90 on this one, 250 on that cover there. And I think these ones are just like top loaders, so I can show you guys kind of what they are too. They're pretty neat. Very good color still in these books. And then when you turn to the middle, like I said, the posters are still intact. And there's your Kiss posters that are still inserted in the comic. To remove Marvel's Kiss poster, turn the page and pull the poster down through the staples. I factored that it did. Usually I figured that the date on there brings it down a little bit, because I'm assuming if you were to get it graded, that would do the same. I would consider it a flaw of a sort. So, no, I'm not tearing that out. Are you cray-cray? And then the last book I've got for you guys, it is a pretty worn issue of True Comics. Basically like a war book is what it is. So 25 on that. Again, after the sale, if there's something you guys saw that you're interested in, you can always PM us if you'd like. And if you want me to bring something into the store, please message the page for me to bring it in. Just because at this time, I'm not going to bring some of these high dollar books in. And I'm still trying to just finish it up. I'm literally almost done with this collection. So I'm almost there, but I am not done yet. All right, so let me get a couple more of the first ones here for you guys to see, and then we'll call it a night. Go ahead and do that, and do those. All right, we'll roll through these really quick. These were like the first ones I went through. We've got the Human Torch, issue number 1 for $30. First issue of the Human Torch. We've got the Silver Surfer, issue number 1 for $25. Gotcha, David. Thank you. We've got King Conan, issue number 1, newsstand edition for $10. All right. King Conan number 2 for $5. 3 for $5. 4 for $5. 5 for $5. And issue 7 for $3. Star Wars number 3 for $13. We have a roughed up copy of Daredevil, issue number 9 for $40. A rougher copy of The Invincible Iron Man number 7 for $18. A mid-grade of number 8 for $30. We've got Captain America number 103 for $60 in what I would consider a mid to just under mid-grade. Gotcha, Dave. I've got 2 different of 105 Captain America. The big difference is the first one here for $45 is in, I would say, very fine shape. Then you've got the rougher one for only $18 right there. I got you, Jeff. Thank you. I've got Spider-Man number 195 in really good shape for $30. I've got the first copy of Kamandi, The Last Boy on Earth, in great shape for $90. Two really nice covers of Amazing Spider-Man 196, $20 for each. Newsstand, great shape. And then the last 2 books we've got are Tales of Suspense, issue number 64 for $55 in what I would consider about a 5.5. And then you've got basically a 2.5 right here of number 53 for $60. Oh yeah, for sure. So everybody can see those two. Now let's see. You know what? I'm going to take it out, Mike, just because I feel like with the shine and because it's a white cover. All right, so let's see if I can. I can't tell if that looks blurry to you guys or not when it's really that close. Or if you're able to see what you want there. Let me see. God dang it. Let me look. Mike, I feel like I'm pretty solid on that price as far as looking at it, but give me just a second here. I'll have it there, Dave. I'm in tomorrow, so all right, let's see. Yeah, Mike, I I mean, looking at the charts, it goes for over 120 if it's near mint. This thing is definitely an 8 plus, and at an 8, it rates it at 106.25. So I feel like I'm pretty solid at the 90 bucks because $90 is about very fine, which would be a 7.5. So, I mean, I always try to be fair, but I feel like I'm actually pretty fair price wise right there, to be honest. Are there any books you guys or gals would like me to go back to and show you? Or are you good for the night? Again, if you'd like me to bring one into the store for you to personally see, I can do that also. I'd be more than happy to. I'm being very scarce on these right now as far as just bringing them into the store and putting them up in the store. Sounds good. I'll keep track of that game. All right. Uh Andy on that one, let me You're talking about the Andy, are you talking about the Empire Strike Back? The first appearance of Boba? Is that the one you're talking about? That one? Okay. Give me a second here. I'm dyslexic. I think, Andy, at this time, I gotta stay where I'm at. I mean, there's one that sold right at 75. There's one that sold at 157, which I didn't even take into factor because that one's the highest of them all. And then one sold at over 90. So I think at this time I gotta stick at the 75. Honestly, there's nothing really wrong with this book. I feel like it could command probably $90 if I threw it online. And with the Boba show coming out, that'll go up even more. So I gotta stay at the 75. I do feel like I'm pretty fair. If you see something different, come in the store and show me it, and I'd be happy to chat with you on it. Yeah, I can. Yes, I'll put that in with the sold ones. Andy, if you want me to bring that book in for you to see in person, I can do that too. Just any of these books you guys want me to bring in, please let me know so I catch myself tonight still before I leave for work in the morning. But yeah, I can bring in that Star Wars #1, Dave, and let you see that, okay? Otherwise, everybody, the books will be in tomorrow. Again, if there's one you'd like to personally see, please let me know. I'd be more than happy to bring it in for you guys. If there's one you're debating on and the ASM 31, you got it. Okay, I can do that. Oh, wait, the 136? I think Reb bought that one. No, that was 128. Sorry. Where's the 136? But yeah, okay. I'll find those. I'll put them in the pile to bring in tomorrow. I'll have those tomorrow, guys. If you go back in the sale, see anything, please let me know. I'll definitely bring that in. It's okay, 136. The comic book junkies are the only ones still here, right? But the comic book junkies didn't see that one tonight yet. Whew. That'll be next week. If you caught a glimpse of that one, that's a beauty. That's a beauty. All right, ladies and gents, appreciate your time as always. Thank you so much for taking your time to spend with me and for purchasing from us. We really do appreciate it. Next week, we'll have some more big books. I'll make sure I bring some X-Men, Kyra. And as always, thanks for making it fun. Have a great night.